Hey everybody, welcome back to Electric Cafe. Today's album review is about Psychedelic Furs, The Mirror Moves. There's my original CD, and there's the original vinyl copy there. Yeah, from 1984, I believe it's their third album. Psychedelic Furs had a really strong run from 79 to 91. I really think their 91 album is underrated. The only album I haven't heard is it Book of Days from 1989, I think it was. That's the only album I haven't heard. I've heard a few songs off it. I think All of This and Nothing was the name of their greatest hits, one of their greatest hits, and that song was on there, but maybe Money, something with Money is on there. It's a track with Money in the title as well, but they had a really strong career, for six or seven albums, for a good dozen years. Just a really strong album, a really strong band. I chose this one to start out doing the reviews of their albums, and this is a strong one to start with. Many people kind of consider it their best, and after listening to it again, it's going to be hard for any other Psychedelic Furs album to really pass this. It is a really good album. So let's get into reviewing it. So the first track, "The Ghost in You," man, what can you say about this track? I went back and forth. Do I like "Ghost in You" better, or do I like "Heaven" better? Both are amazing songs. "Ghost in You," I just have a melodic masterpiece. Strong verses. I love the way it's sung. I think Richard Butler is such a unique and cool singer. Like he can hit these like raspy notes with and then sometimes he does like a snarl, like a punk attitude, like fuck, F off, like this kind of like attitude, and then all of a sudden, then there's times when he knows that a song is really pretty and stays in it, and he stays in the pocket, and he has a nice accent on his voice, and he's really a good front man in a lot of ways. He's not out there, like as far as like, he doesn't have like the persona of like a Peter Murphy or something like that as far as like, stage presence or, but he is kind of on the album is just a really strong performer, and he fits the music so well. I think, and that's the other thing about him. Just really, everything is very cohesive with Psychedelic Furs, and they have a really strong discography again. But just an amazing chorus on "Ghost in You." Just an amazing song. Man, I went back and forth between 4.25 and 4.5 stars, and I settled on 4.25. I could easily say it's 4.5. Can't really fault anything why it isn't a 5-star track, but it's just, I don't. It's hard to give 5 stars on tracks. But this is a great track, no doubt. Great way to start out the album, too. Then the second track, Here Come Cowboys. Nice driving riffs, cool keyboard sounds. I put Richard again is such a cool singer. This is a good example. Chorus is good, jangle guitar sounds really cool. I got a very good 3 stars. This is such a consistent album. And then you get right into track 3. Such a good pop song. Starts out with the chorus, which is so unique. Like, not too many songs these days that start out with the chorus. Usually it's music or music into a verse, or you go into the verse. But to start out with, a couple bars and then go straight into the chorus is really cool. The consistency of the song and the energy of the song is just amazing. Piano's great, guitar solo's great ending. I love the quick fade out. It's just under 3.5 minutes. Such a great song. in the end, I ended up choosing Heaven's a little bit better than Ghost in You mostly because of the fade out and because, Heaven, it's just when you hear the song and you sing along, it's just such a great song and it just catches in, gets in your head. And I rated it 4.5 stars. So that's kind of why I didn't put Ghost in You at 4.5, because I put Heaven at 4.5. Such a good song. And then you got a Heartbeat. Cool sax, vintage Furs sound. Like this is, they do some horns a lot in their songs, good grooves, good riffs. It reminds me a little bit of President Gas. Strong verses. Good chorus. I got it 3.25 stars. So definitely a very good song. And then track number 5, My Time. This had to add some keyboard sounds, sung well, good guitar riffs, solid song overall. I got 2.5 stars. Like a Stranger. Again, classic Furs sound. I think it's kind of the underrated track on the album. There's a lot of good songs on this album. And this is kind of the underrated track on here. I really like the horn. The chorus is really good. This has kind of the vintage Psychedelic Furs sound. I got it 3.25 stars. And then you got Alice's House, which I think it's a good song. It's good rhythm. I got 2.25 stars. It's my least liked song on the album. And that's 2.25 for the least liked isn't bad. Then I got Only a Game. This has a little bit of him kind of giving that punk snarl, kind of singing. Strong verses, chorus is decent. I got 2.5 stars. And then High Wire Days. I think this is a really good song. I like the fade in. The beat's really cool. Classic track for them too. Another good one. I really like the lyrics, the keyboard. I got it 4 stars. That one kind of surprised me a little bit. I do like High Wire Days, but when I sat down and rated it after hearing it, I was like, how can I not give this 4 stars? I really like this song. And so there you have it, 4 stars. So yeah, the overall good of this album. Some great classics on here. Ghost in You and Heaven. And then really strong supporting songs with High Wire Days, Heartbeat, Here Come the Cowboys, and then an underrated track like a Stranger. Lots of upbeat songs with strong rhythms and grooves. Good production, mixing and mastering, strong song score, really good average. Bad. Is it missing a ballad? Ghost in You is kind of a ballad. My Time is kind of down-tempo and melodic, but this has 9 tracks. Could it have 10 and added a ballad in there or a different song in there and make it a little bit better? Possibly, but this is a nice and cohesive 9-track good album. When I add up, that's the only opportunity I have about the album. Is it possibly missing a song or missing a ballad because it's 9 songs? Maybe a song in the middle there to make it a little, to kind of bridge the first half, the second half. Maybe, possibly. But when I add up the score, so 29.25. This is really surprising. I didn't think I was going to rate this album this high. I knew I liked a lot of songs on here, but sometimes I forget about some of the other tracks, and a couple I rated a little higher than I thought I might have. But 29.25 stars out of 9 tracks. So this one's averaging 3.25 stars, 3.25. Really strong. So that kind of puts it in the middle 70s. And considering the classics on here and the well balanced, except for the ballad again, like so many good songs on here. I got 7 out of the. Right? It's. Sorry, 6 out of 9 tracks are above 3 stars. So much more than half of it is very good. So I put this on the high side of very good. I got 78 out of 100. 78 out of 100 out of Mirror Moves. Really strong album. Could be their best. It's going to be interesting to see which one I have ranked as close to this, or maybe second best, or even better than this, because this is a really strong album. Really good album. Right on the edge of excellent. You know, when an album gets into the 80s, we're really talking about an all-time classic here. And this is really close. Really close. 78 out of 100 for Mayor Moose. Just curious, what are your favorite 3 tracks on here? Mine are Ghost in You, Heaven, and High Wire Days. And what would you rate this album if you were to rate it out of 100? Alright, thanks so much for listening to today's review